Today, the Golden State Warriors can advance to the NBA Finals. We currently lead the Trailblazers 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals, and if we win these two games today at home, we're finally advancing to the Finals. But we've still got to win two more games. It is certainly not a foregone conclusion, but winning two games on the road in an NBA playoff series is basically a death sentence for the home team. Both games were fairly competitive, though. We won the first matchup 124-109, despite Kajai Stokes not shooting well and the offense really not having their best game, but our defense put on a clinic, despite Bardo Campolo's 37 points, 29 of which came in the first half on 10 of 11 shooting before he really cooled off in the second half, but his teammates really let him down. Lonzo Ball, 8 of 26, 5 of 16 from 3. Sila Novikov, 5 of 14, 1 for 5 from 3. Elijah Harris, 6 of 17 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. Those were the three guys who shot the ball the most after Campolo. Game 2, we won 130-126. Super efficient game from Rolog. Stokes was great in the fourth. We did lose Rankin Destino to an injury, though, meaning Jabari Springer had to play more on the ball. Even though he didn't shoot it well, I thought he did everything else well, having more responsibilities as an on-ball playmaker. 40 more points for Campolo and 11 more missed threes for Lonzo. I don't know why he's shooting the ball so much. Harris was better, Novikov was better, but Lonzo has actively shot the team out of both games. And having Novikov in foul trouble only playing 24 minutes did not help their case whatsoever. It was always going to be an uphill battle for the Blazers, obviously, with their two leading scorers in the regular season, LaMelo Ball and Jordan Hawkins, being injured. And they're a young team, and they showed it. As good as Bardo Campolo was, and my goodness, he was impressive, his teammates really struggled. Hawkins, of course, is done for the year. LaMelo could come back later in the series if they start to win some games. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen if this goofball stays on the floor. Not to mention, Lonzo Ball is now injured, which doesn't really help his case. And then Bardo strained his right hip, which is horrible news for the Blazers because he's the one reason why they've been competitive so far. We, of course, have some bad news ourselves injury-wise with Rankin Destino, who's obviously been very valuable with his defense, his playmaking, and his shooting. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Pistons lead Atlanta 2-0. Detroit is now 10-0 in the playoffs, despite their best player, Cade Cunningham, not having played a single minute in the postseason. Ron Holland, Tyler Hero, Asar Thompson, and Kawhi Leonard have all been very impressive, despite that combination of guys inconsistently shooting the ball so far against Atlanta. Cade's out for another week or two, while Chet Holmgren is set to return from his left hand fracture, which could change things for Atlanta. I would expect he returns either game 3 or 4, and they need him out there given that they currently trail. We're focused on us, though, and we're focused on shutting this series down as soon as possible. As we've learned with this Warriors team, winning in 4 or 5 games is a lot different than winning in 6 or 7. Yeah, a series win is a series win, but if we can get out of this as quick as possible and as healthy as possible, that's a big deal. Rankin Destino, as you can see, will not be in the lineup for games 3 or 4. After that, we'll be open to whatever, but since we're not necessarily pinned against the wall, we can afford to have him sit, try to get him a little bit healthier for the end of this series or possibly the finals if we're able to win the series without him. So a lot is at stake as we return home, a chance to clinch a spot in the NBA Finals today. We'll see what Portland can do. Awfully banged up. Now Bardo Campolo is injured. The Blazers are making a switch to their lineup. Elijah Harris is moving into the starting lineup with the ones, while Mikal Bridges will now be coming off the bench. Portland just trying to throw something at the wall. Hope it sticks as Donovan Clinching wins the tip. And we are underway here in Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. A 2-0 series lead for Golden State, looking to clinch a spot in the finals here at home. Campolo on the drive. The Italian Stallion up and in with the layup. After 40 points in each of the first 2 games, essentially, he is the first to score today. Jabari Springer will be replacing Destino in the lineup. He misses the 3. Here is Lonzo Ball with it on the other end, nursing an injury himself as he makes the layup, and it's 6-0. We had Springer start the second half of Game 2, so I figured it was kind of obvious that he would be our 5th starter. I wanted to prioritize playmaking. Obviously, we're losing that with Destino out, and that's what we get with the addition of Springer. Stokes up and in with the layup, nearly turned the ball over. Golden State on the board after a slow start offensively. Now in transition, Springer over to Stokes. He'll swing in the corner for a wide open Roman Loggins. Burrow who knocks down the three. And now the offense is starting to get together after a shaky first couple of minutes. Rolog on the drive, tipped by Novikov, rattles in. Roman Loggins-Burrell with an early 5, coming off an 8 for 10 shooting performance in Game 2. Campolo to Novikov, deep 3 is good despite a hand in his face from Jabari Springer as it's now 11-9. Stokes with it, guarded by Lonzo Ball, who's going to get around the screen. Stokes with some space, lets it fire from beyond the arc. Stokes has not been very good shooting the ball in this series, but he was great in the fourth quarter of Game 2. We're hoping that can carry over as Novikov makes another 3. Blazers back on top, 14-12. Pretty close and competitive game so far. Rolog behind him. Stokes, another 3. It's good. The backcourt is really carrying the load for us offensively. Stokes and Rolog have done pretty much all the scoring so far. Lonzo with it in transition for the Blazers, matched up with Roman Loggins-Burrell. Lonzo inside for Novikov, who's been impressive so far. Up and in, it's blocked! Evan Mobley with the denial. Stokes has it on the break, stripped away at the rim by Lonzo Ball. Here comes Portland. Novikov inside. Clinching, it bounces in. A lucky bounce dunk for Donovan Clinching as it's 16-15. Novikov with it. Blows by Kuminga, and he's in for the slam. Kuminga's faster than him. I would understand if Novikov uses his strength to bully him, but not speed. That's something that Kuminga should have the advantage in. Salis misses the jumper. It was good to have him back after missing much of this series against Minnesota. Elijah Harris in for the layup. It's a 7-point lead for Portland. Golden State has not scored in roughly 2.5 minutes. It has not been a good start for the offense other than Stokes and Rolog. Here's Lonzo inside for Novikov. 9-point lead for the Blazers. Portland needed to show some energy. They know this is a game they absolutely have to win. And they've looked the part early as Herb Jones hits the 3 for the Warriors. 24-18, Lonzo with it, hands it off for Novikov with under 4 to go in the first. Lonzo, good cut, backdoor slam. As the lead is back up to 8, Lonzo hobbling around, hyperextended his knee in practice. Salis up and in! The acrobatic layup, counted and a foul, and 1. He did miss the 3 throw, however. 28-22, Chris Murray with it, under 3 to go in the quarter. Murray inside, that one is floated over Adembona and in. Blazers add to the lead, they're up by 8. Under 2 to go in the quarter. Novikov up to Murray. Murray back inside. Novikov makes the layup. He's been impressive. Blazers up by double digits late in the first. Stokes with 10. Layup is good as he's able to deflect himself off of the defender, Tariq Starks. 33-24. Jones for Loggins-Burrell. Pump fake. Mama! There goes that man. The windmill for Rolog. Flex on him. 33-26 with a minute to go in the first. Here's Campolo. Deep 3 is good. Bardo looking to get rolling. He's 2 for 2 so far from the field. He hasn't missed, but he also hasn't shot the ball a lot. Oh my goodness, the denial at the rim. Novikov snuffs it away from Roman Loggins-Burrell. Off the inbound, Kuminga with the finish, the cum bucket. In for 2. Novikov for Bridges. He swings it over to Chris Murray. Around the screen for Robinson. Prison Mitch! Mitchell Robinson makes it a 10-point lead for the Blazers. Now a 9-point game. Novikov for 3 won't go. Herb Jones with the rebound. Final opportunity for Golden State to make it a little closer. Kuminga, pump fake. Kuminga hands it off for Herb Jones. He's only got a couple seconds. Jones, mid-ranger at the buzzer, is good! 38-31 through 1. Stokes leads the way for Golden State with 12. Rolog with 8. The rest of the team with only 11. Novikov has a dozen for the Blazers. Everybody else has been pretty efficient so far. Harris with 8. Bardo hasn't missed. Really solid start for Portland. 58% from the field in the first quarter. Bridges throws up a 3, and it is good. Portland has not really shot the 3 ball well in this series, and they were only 33% from the long line in quarter number 1. Sidestep. Deep triple is good. Salis with the release. 41-34. Here is Loggins-Burrell with it. Gets the screen for Robinson. Another 3. Another make. Portland knocks down a pair of 3s early in the second. 44-34. Chris Murray with it for the Blazers on the drive. Murray inside for Malik Carver. And one poster over Salis. And the Trailblazers are really gaining full control right now. We are in a drought, 2.5 minutes. Got to get back on the board as Kuminga throws it down with some authority. But the Blazers are up by a dozen. In a game that they had to win, they had to play well early. They certainly are. Bardo, Miano, Campolo for three. Let's play some Bardo ball. He still hasn't missed. A 13-5 run right now for the Blazers. They're up by 15. Salis to Kuminga. Left wing three is good. At least Kuminga's starting to heat up a little bit after a slow start in the first. Lonzo inside for Bridges. He's blocked. The snuff by Evan Mobley. Mobley will bring it up. Hasn't scored yet. Has it tipped out by Bridges. Gets it back. Mobley looking to post up on the smaller Bridges and take advantage of the size mismatch. Mobley going all the way to the cup. Hook shot is good. Nice play there by Evan Mobley. The best offense, good defense. 12-point game. Here is Campolo with it. Pull-up jumper. Rattles home. 11 points for Bardo. 4 of 4 from the field. 55-41. Stokes misses the layup. Lonzo the rebound. Here comes the Blazers. Under 7 to go in the second. Lonzo with it. Step back. Spin move. Oh, what a play by Lonzo. I did not know he had that in his bag, especially since he's now injured and a shot chucker. 16-point game. Kuminga looking for some space on the wing. He's hit a couple of shots here in the second, and he drills another. Now up to 12 as he makes the three. 57-44. Lonzo heaves up some junk. That's been about as successful as he's been from deep in this series. Springer taking it all the way himself. Jabari Springer's ability to handle the ball is what makes him so dangerous as a playmaker. He's truly versatile. With the ball, he's effective. Without the ball, he's effective. That's why he's become such a good offensive player for us. Bridges inside, no good. Mobley the board. He'll bring it up with the cross. He's got Kuminga. Blows by Clinching. Oh, what a block! Malik Carver with the denial. Here come the Blazers up by 11. Lonzo inside for Clinching. V5-4-fum. Donovan Clinching adds to the lead for the Trailblazers. 59-46. Stokes in the quarter around Springer for three. That one is good. 15 for Stokes. He has shot it well, unlike early in the first two games, but it hasn't mattered because nobody else is for the most part. Bona does not score. Here's Elijah Harris with it for the Blazers. 3.5 to go in the first half. Harris over Rolog. And the Blazers are back up by 12. Harris in the double figures here in the first half. Lonzo matched up with Springer. Hands it off for Novikov. Harris for three. It's good. Elijah Harris knocks it down. 64-49. Up top for Herb Jones. Jones on the drive. It's stripped away and eventually stolen by Elijah Harris. Harris takes it himself. Layup is good. Look at the scoreboard. It is getting ugly. 17-point lead. Golden State's got to get their act together before this game becomes a lost cause. That's a good start. Jabari Springer off the lob. Dunks on two defenders. Is it 66-51? Here's Lonzo around the screen from Novikov. The blind squirrel finds a nut. Lonzo makes a three after missing his first 5 from beyond the arc. Harris inside. Clinching. That's not a fair matchup with Stokes. It's a 20. Yes, a 20-point lead for the Trailblazers. Lonzo three. Clank, who's surprised. Springer with the rebound. Rolog with it now. Loggins-Burrow on the drive all the way. Layup is good. 71-53. An 18-point game. Put your rally caps on, kids. Lonzo with it again. He'll drive inside. Kicks it out. Murray. Bang! 21-point advantage for the Trailblazers. Here's Jabari Springer now. Under 20 seconds to go. Stokes guarded by Murray. Looking to put this in isolation. Barbecue chicken, baby. They've got other plans. I think Clinching got a hand on it first. Murray might have tipped it out. A dual block, I guess, if you will. And the Warriors will have a chance to inbound it, though. The shot clock now unplugged with around 8 seconds to go in the first half. 9.2. I can't count. Here's Loggins-Burrow. He finds Kajai Stokes. Stokes with 5 seconds left gets the screen from Springer. Stokes for three. It's good. An 18-point game going into the break. I think the best part about this first half is that it is over. We did not play very well. Stokes with 18, Kuminga 12, Rolog 10. Everybody else gave us pretty much nothing. The Blazers have been very balanced. It's actually Elijah Harris who leads the scoring with 15. Novikov and Bardo with 12. Lonzo with 11. As you can see in Game 3 on the Eastern side, the Hawks get the win. That's good news for us. We need that series to go as long as possible while we simultaneously try to make this series as quick as possible. But obviously, we haven't really done ourselves any favors today. We're down by 18 points. 42% for the field compared to 57% for the Blazers. We shot just 38% in the second, 5 of 16 from 2. Here's Jabari Springer to kick off the third, up and in with a two-handed jam. If we want to come back into this game, we've got to get started now. No time to waste. Stokes over to Kuminga. Kuminga guarded by Campolo. We know Campolo's hobbling, so we can look to get by him as the layup is good for Kuminga. 7-0 run over the last minute and a half. That's a good way to try to start a comeback. Rolog, no. Mobley, the rebound, and the putback. We're showing some good fight here early in the third. I love at the very least that we're not just sitting there and quitting. And then defensively, we're doing a good job. They haven't made a shot in nearly 3 minutes because they're not getting any good looks. Loggins-Burrow with the slam, and hold on a minute, we are within 10. Just a few minutes ago, they were up by 21. 11-0 run for Golden State as Lonzo misses the open three. They cannot seem to buy a bucket right now. Springer with the rebound, brings it up himself, gets by Clinching, doubled inside, out to Kuminga. It's good! And we've officially got ourselves a ball game. The 18-point lead at the half has been brought within 7. 74-67. Blazers obviously got to call a timeout. They've got to figure some things out. They have looked rough. Novikov throws one up off the mark. That was not a good shot. The shot selection has been putrid in the second half. They're pretty much only shooting threes, and they're missing all of them. As Stokes makes the dunk, and we are within 5. He's up to 20 points. A 16-0 run for the Warriors. Harris misses. That was a good look. He was open, but Portland cannot make a shot. Salis on the other end. Bang! The lead is within 2. The Warriors are on a 19-0 run, while the Blazers are 0 for 8 so far in the third. 0 for 7 from deep. Harris with it. Gets it to Novikov around the screen. Finally! It took the Blazers 4.5 minutes in the second half to score. Ended up getting a made shot on their next possession, so they're up by 7. Stokes is trapped. Salis for 3. It's good! Portland dominated in the first half. They thought they would be comfortably able to get through the second half and make it a series again. Here we are, not even halfway through the third, and obviously things have changed, although now they're starting to hit their shots. Elijah Harris for 3, and the Blazers have made 3 shots in a row after missing their first 8 in the second half. Our offense is continuing to cook, though. There's Evan Mobley from deep. 82-78, Jabari Springer with it halfway through the third. Springer is blocked! Good play there by Portland. Campolo with it. He gets it over to Lonzo Ball. Lonzo on the drive with the jam! It seems like Portland's energy is coming back, but still, it's hard to overcome a 19-0 run as Stokes slobs it up to the big man, Evan Mobley, with the slam. Our offense has been really solid in the third. The shot selection and the passing has been terrific. Salis with it. He's trapped inside and loses it. Mikal Bridges gets the steal. Bridges over to Campolo, who's ice cold, finally back on the board as he makes the layup. 86-80, 3.5 minutes to go. A much better 4-minute stretch offensively for the Blazers. Darren Clinching to shoot, and maybe we shouldn't have done that. I did not know Donathan Clinching had the 3-point shot in this game, but now we have to respect him a little bit more as a spacer. 89-81, lob is tipped. Bona gets it back, and it's good. Right place, right time. Adem Bona always making the smart play as it's 89-83, 3 to go in the third. Here's Lonzo with it. Lonzo inside, trapped, sends it out. It's tipped and stolen away. Herb Jones with it. Gonna lob it up for Salis. I did not know he could get up that high. His head almost reaching the rim. A beautiful slam for the Frenchman, Antoine Salis. 90-85, Lonzo misses at the line. Who's surprised? Kuminga with the rebound, out to Salis. He's been money in the third. Makes another one. And the lead is within 2. 90-88, Murray jacks up a triple, won't go. Rebound by Kuminga. Here come the Warriors. They can tie or take the lead. Salis, no. Bona the rebound and the tip in. We are knotted up at 90. The Warriors are going on another run here at the end of the third. Lonzo with it, long two. No good. I don't know why he took that shot. Another wasted possession for Portland where they used the entire shot clock. As Adembona is in for the slam, and the Warriors, who were down by 18 points going into the third quarter, have taken the lead with under a minute to go. Shot no good. The shot selection continues to be a problem for Portland. Here's Salis on the drive. Layup is good, and it's a 4-point lead. We are really going on another run here. Portland has cooled off yet again. 94-90. Lonzo matched up with Rolog. Under 30 to go in the quarter. Lonzo, floater, clank. He cannot make a shot. Why is he in the game? Salis, wide open. Bang! 97-90. Utter domination in the third by Golden State. Quinn Sims, the rookie, getting minutes. Portland throwing anything at the wall at this point as he gets fouled and would make one. Final opportunity for a shot here for Golden State. Kuminga all the way with the jam! 43 points in the third, 64% from the field. We went 5 of 16 from 2 in the last quarter. This time we went 12 for 15. The buzzer beater is good for Mikal Bridges, but that's really all the Blazers had going for him in the third. 7 of 26 from the field, 3 for 15 from deep, scoring just 19 points. A disgraceful showing in the third quarter by the Blazers. Nobody was good. Lonzo went 1 for 9 from the field. Campolo gave them nothing as the shot is no good. Salis with 16 points, leading the scoring for the Warriors. Why stop now? He makes a heavily contested three. Ice in his veins. Team high 24 points. He has shot the piss out of the ball tonight. Three-pointer no good. Golden State can make it a double-digit lead. Here's Springer with the cross all the way. We are currently on a 53-21 run since pretty much right at the end of the first half. This is maybe the most important Blazer game of the last decade, and they're selling like this in embarrassing fashion as Campolo knocks down the three. Since Portland played so well early in the game, though, they're not out of it whatsoever. Campolo misses. Robinson the rebound. Bridges the jumper. It's good. And Portland's within 6. It's a 2-score game. I mean, it's not even close to over. Mikal Bridges in the corner looking to get by Stokes. Bridges up top. Lonzo for 3. It's good. Lonzo makes a triple. A broken clock is right twice a day. On the drive, that one is no good. Springer the rebound, looking to push the pace for the Warriors. Out to Stokes. Wide open triple is good. Cannot leave him with that much space. And the lead was at 1 before he took that shot. Portland's playing well over the last couple of minutes. Salis, the screen, the jumper, no. Springer, the rebound, up and in, double-double for Jabari. 111-105. Here is Bardo Campolo. Another bad possession for Portland where they waste the entire 20 seconds and don't get a good shot off. Campolo's been a total non-factor in the second half, a big reason why the Blazers have struggled so much as Stokes makes the layup. Another run for Golden State. We've scored the last 7 and are up by 8. Campolo no good. Kuminga the rebound with under 6 to go in the fourth. Here's Roman Loggins-Burrell with it on the drive. Swings it over to Kuminga. Jumper is good. 10-point lead for the Warriors. We have outscored them by 31 points over the last, 17, 18 minutes? Here is Novikov with it all the way with the jam. A vicious throwdown for Silan Novikov. Following possession, Bridges tightly guarded at the top of the key with 5. Gets some room and buries the 3. The Trailblazers are within 5. And Golden State has to call a timeout. Here's KJ with it on the drive. He's doubled. Swings it out for Mobley. Over to Kuminga for 3. It's good. Big make for Kuminga. He has 24. When we go through the plus-minuses at the end of the game, you'll notice Kuminga's is really, really high. He has been probably the most positively impactful player on the floor tonight as Campolo hands it off for Harris. Over to Novikov. Tipped away late in the shot clock. Kuminga with the tip. Stokes with the steal. And the lob for Salis, who's been awesome himself in this game, playing pretty much almost the entire second half. I mean, there's no reason to take him out. He's been so good, up to 26 points. 10-point game, under 4 to go. Lonzo guarded by Stokes. Around the screen, Lonzo for 3. It's good! Another make for Lonzo. He is starting to finally hit some of his triples. 124-113, 2.5 to go. It's now or never for the Blazers. Biggest lead of the night for the Warriors as Novikov makes the layup. And now Portland, understandably, is going to run a full-court press. Stokes is able to break the press with no problem. Sends it all the way. And the lob for Mobley. I don't think they were expecting to pass. I don't think Stokes is planning on passing it until the end. I was worried his pass was going to go behind the backboard, but he places it perfectly for Mobley. Now up to 9 assists tonight as Lonzo makes the layup, and the Warriors are going to call a timeout. Currently up by 9. Kuminga 3, no good. Blazers got to score on this possession. They've got to be flawless over the next minute 15. Here is Novikov with it. Drives right. Layup is good. Okay, there's a start. Lead is within 7. On the inbound, Springer gets it to Stokes. They're not going to foul yet. Stokes is able to eventually get by Lonzo, now into the half court. Stokes blocked at the rim by Donovan Clinching. Under a minute to go. 7-point game. Elijah Harris jumper is good. And it's now a 5-point game. We've got to stay on our A game. Portland is a couple shots away from theoretically tying the game. They're not going to press or foul, so we're not going to rush either. Take as much time off the clock as possible. Stokes now with 8. We'll look inside. That might be the worst defensive possession I've ever seen. Kuminga around the screen has no help defenders to stop him, as it's a 7-point game. The Blazers are not fouling at this point. This one appears to be pretty much over. The Warriors will get one more shot off as Stokes swings it up. Bona to Loggins-Burrell for 3. Won't go. Portland gets it back with 10 seconds. I think the comeback effort is probably going to fall short. Novikov for 3. Okay, hold on a minute. 3 seconds left. Warriors call time. I imagine Portland will foul quickly off the inbound. Mobley will pass it in for Golden State. He goes to Stokes, and there is no foul. An unbelievable comeback for the Warriors, who trailed by as many as 21 points, an 18-point deficit in the second half, but that does not matter. Golden State gets the job done and leads the series 3-0. As much as you guys like to argue that I'm a choker, and maybe that's true, we've had some wild comebacks in the playoffs. We had the game last year against the Spurs, down by 17 late in the third, with only Stokes and Springer healthy pretty much. This time around, we had most of the crew healthy, but still really, really impressive. 29-10 for Stokes, 28 for Salise. He really caught fire in the second half and was arguably the biggest reason for our run. If not him, it was Kuminga. Didn't shoot the ball very well, but had a plus 19 when he was on the floor. So that means in the, 14, 13 minutes he was out of the game, our team was minus 15. That is noticeable. Rolog did not shoot it that well. Mobley filled up the stat sheet, 11, 10, and 5 blocks. As for the Blazers, 26-10 for Novikov. He was their best player. Someone needs to bang Lonzo on the head with a mallet. Why is he taking all these damn shots? Campolo with 20. He was not good in the second half. 3 for 12 and 1 for 6 from 3. He started the game 4 for 4, but only made 3 of his last 13 shots. 5 of 14 for Bridges. He was not very good either. Just a rough showing in the third quarter for Portland. They outscored us in the other 3 quarters, and they only lost by 4, despite being outscored by 24 in the third. They outscored us by 20 through the rest of the game, but it doesn't matter because they played so badly in quarter number 3. As for the East, the Hawks beat the Pistons by 31, despite 47 from Hero. Kawhi goes 2 for 14. Jamil Saraif, 3 for 12. And this is with Chet Holmgren set to return for Game 4. He did not play in Game 3, but he will be good to go moving forward. The Hawks went 7-1 in the first 2 rounds without him against the Nets and the Celtics, who are really good. Detroit, meanwhile, finally loses their first game of the playoffs after starting 10-0. As for us, we've got an opportunity to clinch a Western Conference title in front of our home crowd and make it back to the NBA Finals for the first time in this series. We've been close. Season 3, we made it to Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. We were up by 15 with 5 minutes to go. And we don't need to talk about that game, but we can partly avenge it with a win tonight. Same starting 5s for both sides. Portland hoping for a miracle at this point. It's obviously a must-win game for them, and I feel like it is for us as well. I want to get this series done as quick as possible, and I want the Eastern Conference Finals to go as long as possible. I want Destino and Springer to be able to get healthy, and for those other 2 teams, whoever wins, to be battered and bruised. That would give us the best chance to win the finals, as Jabari Springer is up and in with the layup. We cannot play like we did in the first half of Game 3. Yes, we had the crazy comeback, but we cannot bank on that happening again. Elijah Harris knocks down the triple. They need him to get going. I thought he played well in Game 3, but he's going to really have to shoot it well here in Game 4, considering who his backcourt mate is. Stokes with the crossover and the layup. Blazers now with 4. Novikov up for Lonzo Ball. His 3 rattles out, to the surprise of absolutely no one. Jonathan Kuminga has it for Golden State in transition. Layup is good. Way to score in contact, even with Novikov draped over him. It doesn't matter. Jonathan Kuminga playing his best ball as we continue to move forward here in these playoffs. Bardo Campolo layup rattles home. A nice make there for Portland, his first points of the game. Loggins Burrell throws it up, no good. Lonzo with the rebound. It's been a defensive battle so far. Neither team shooting it well early. Lonzo triple is good. Okay, I see you, Zoe. Warriors call time. Offense has got to get it together. Another slow start like the last game. Springer sends it in the corner. Roman Loggins. Burrell. Nothing but net. Buries the open 3. Here's Lonzo with it for the Trailblazers. Has Harris around the screen. Fakes out Rolog and drills the triple. He should have tried to jump into him. Maybe get a foul, but the made 3 works too. Lonzo's shot, no good. Mobley with the rebound, his 5th of the game already. Springer up for Rolog on the drive. Loggins. Burrell! Powerful slam! Rocking the rim! He's got 5. We're knotted up at 11. Here's Bardo Campolo, guarded by Kuminga on the drive. That one is good. Really nice job there deflecting off of the size from Mobley. And our team as a whole is bigger. Without ranking Destino, it's a big lineup because Rolog moves to the 2. Stokes moves to the 1. Kuminga down to the 3. Not showing off our size there, though. Novikov with the putback off the miss, and it's 15-11. 11 points halfway through the first quarter is not going to get it done. Made shots like that will get it done. Salis was a spark for us in Game 3. We're hoping he can do so again, and that's a good start. The lob is tipped, and it ends up in the hands of Bardo Campolo with no one in front of him, looking to take it all the way. Counted and a foul. His ability to decelerate in midair, get the contact, get the foul, and then still make the layup is really impressive. Clinching no good. Great defense along the interior by Herb Jones. Jones with the rebound, brings it up himself, and the lob for Jonathan Kuminga. We've had a ton of alley-oops in both games today. Doing a great job, whether it's a pick and roll or just finding somebody inside like that play. Salis, another 3, another make. He looks like a completely different player than the guy who was slumping against Utah. He's been totally rejuvenated since then. What a block! Right as I'm gassing him up, Mitchell Robinson with this snuff. If there's one positive for Portland in this episode, they've had some crazy highlight blocks. Mikal Bridges inside. Novikov! Two-handed jam, 28-23, a 5-point lead for the Blazers. Salis, step back, on the money! Another triple for Antoine Salis, his 3rd of the quarter. He's 3 for 3 from deep. 28-26, minute to go in the first. Here's Tariq Starks with it, guarded by Salis up top, around the screen from Novikov. Starks with the cross, the sauce, all the way, he's blocked! Adembona with the snuff. Kuminga's got it in transition. Kuminga lobs it up for Loggins Burrell, who ties it at 28. That's a football score between, I guess, the Cal Golden Bears and the Oregon Ducks. Although I don't like that I have to root against Oregon in this scenario. Stolen by Herb Jones, looking to go all the way. Jones layup, no good. Bona the rebound, back to Jones. Jones inside, it's good. 7-0 run for the Warriors here late in the first, making an 8-0 run. With Herb Jones at the line with 3.6 seconds left to make it a 2-score game. Taking his sweet old time here as the 3 throw is good. 32-28. We've scored the last 9 points. I was a little concerned when Portland was starting to take that lead. I was worried that, we could be looking at another Game 3 scenario where they really catch fire in the second quarter, but given that we're up by 4, I don't know if that's going to be the case. We are winning despite Stokes only being 1 of 7. He has not been impressive, but Rolog has 9, Salis has 9, Kuminga with 6. Harris and Novikov lead the Blazers with 8, Campolo with 7. The rest of the team, though, has given them nothing. They only have 5 between the rest of the entire group. As Mitchell Robinson is in for the slam. Both teams shooting just under 50% in the opening frame. Bona, the fake, stripped away. Good defense by Mikal Bridges, looking to take it all the way himself. Loggins Burrell catches up. Bridges throws it up and in. That was a nice play there by Mikal Bridges. We were not expecting him to shoot it there when he did. Blazers off to a good start in the second. Jones around the screen. Mid-ranger off. Bona the rebound and the putback over Robinson. A great play by Adembona. 34-32. Robinson to Carver. Foot on the line. Shot rattles in anyway. The Blazers look pretty good offensively here in the second. They needed to get going after a pretty poor ending to the first. Oh, it's lunchtime, baby. Barbecue chicken. Take it all the way, KJ. Up and in for the slam. Stokes had another rough start shooting the ball. 1 for 7 in the first. Not entirely rare for him. He usually struggles to start. And he's playing better in the second as he makes the layup off the steal and the great pass by Loggins-Burrell. 38-34. Here is Stokes with it inside. Gets it over to Salis. Bounces off of Campolo, and the layup is good. 11 here in the first half for Antoine Salis. 40-34. Here's Campolo punched out. Evan Mobley, who had 5 blocks in the last game, gets it there. Lonzo's back in. Shield your eyes, kids. Carver will inbound it on the baseline. He's got Campolo. Throws up a 3, and it's good. Nice shot there by Bardo, who hasn't been very good in the first half, at least for his standards. I think the injury is clearly wearing on him. Salis' 3 rattles in. He's got 14 here in the first half, as it's a 6-point Warrior lead. Stokes sends it up for Rolog. Pump fake. Bardo unfazed, but we get Stokes open off the double, and he hits the 3. 46-39. Stokes shooting it well. 3 for 3 in the second after he was launching up bricks in the first. Lonzo lobs it up. Mikal Bridges with the jam. 46-41. Here is Loggins-Burrell with it. Drives in. Two-handed slam for Rolog. 48-41 now. Clinching cross-court pass. Not a good idea. It's stolen by Kuminga halfway through the second. Bona in the corner. Stokes for 3. It will rattle home. 10 points in the second for Stokes. He's got 12 overall. Mobley trying to post up on Lonzo. That was a pitiful possession. He's gotten a lot better with the post-up since we got him, but that was bad. Great ball movement by the Trailblazers. Clinching finishes it off with the layup as it's an 8-point game. Portland hanging around, but in an elimination game, you'd like to see them, not down by 10 as Kuminga hits the step-back jumper. That's a long 2. Lead up to 12, the biggest it has been, not just in this game, but in this entire episode. We've not been up by more than this as Lonzo banks in the floater off of the backboard. 45-55 now, 4 to go in the second quarter. Screen from Bona. Here's Kajai Stokes with it. Lobs it up. The raging Bona penetrates through the lane and finishes all over the defense. 10-point game. Bardo the spin. He gets it to Elijah Harris. Harris, pull-up jumper off the dribble. Nice shot there by Harris. He's a really intriguing shot creator for a young guy, former LSU Tiger. Same school, of course, as Ranking Destino. I don't believe they would have ever played together, though, at LSU, as Harris would have come after him, I believe. Herb Jones makes the floater from the dunker spot. 59-50. Here's Lonzo, under 3 to go in the half. Out to Harris. His 3 won't go. A long triple. Bona the rebound. Stokes quickly swings it up for Herb Jones over to Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga, fadeaway 3, off the mark. Rebound by Malik Carver, and here comes the Blazers in a 9-point game. Campolo, the spin, the sauce, and the miss. Rebound by Clinching, tipped at the rim. I think that was Jones who might have gotten a hand on it. Here's Kuminga with it, matched up with Lonzo. We like this matchup. We also like this one. Stokes with Carver. Lunchtime, baby. Barbecue chicken. Blocked at the rim by Carver. Both offenses are not doing much of anything right now. It has been a tough minute or so. Blazers back with it. Harris poked out, stolen by Herb Jones. Here comes Golden State. Herb Jones with the crossover inside. Bona guarded by Lonzo. That should be easy, but he misses at the rim. These offenses are playing some pathetic basketball right now. Portland has it back. Here's Lonzo with under 2 to go. He gets it over to Harris. Good switch defensively by Jones. He finds Campolo, guarded by Adembona. Campolo, double step back. When neither team is making a shot, let's take 2 steps back and hurl up a fadeaway 3. Genius idea. Stokes inside, swings it back out. Mobley, wide open 3. Clank. Lonzo with the rebound. It's been a minute and a half since either one of these teams have scored. This is hard to watch. Lonzo, layup. Nope. Rebound by Stokes. Here comes Golden State. They're talking about Portland's drought on the bottom, but ours is just as bad. Here's Jones, a little over a minute and a half. Stokes for three. It's good. Finally. We went like 100 seconds without scoring. That was disgusting to watch. 62-54 now, just 3 seconds left in the half. Portland looking for a quick shot at the buzzer. And it's good! Bardo Campolo pulls it, doubled from 30. And that'll wrap up the first half, 62-57. The Hawks win game 4. Chet Holmgren back in the lineup. Atlanta ties the series. Love to see it. So the Pistons and the Hawks are going at least 6. Let's say we win this game, which obviously is far from a conclusion. We're up by 5. But hypothetically, we win this game. That's a lot of extra time off between now and the finals. Springer can get healthy. Destino can get back into the swing of things. So there really is a lot at stake for us here. Very evenly matched first half, though. Both teams playing really close to the sun. That brings us to the second. Stokes with 17, Salis with 14, Harris with 15, Campolo with 13 as Springer connects on the lob. I think the X factor in the second half will be Bardomiano Campolo. When he's hot, this offense really gets going. Hasn't played his best game, though, today. 5 of 12 from the field as Harris is in for the jam. 6 of 9 in the first half for Elijah Harris. 3 for 4 from deep. I would argue he was their best player in the first half. He was really, really good. Kuminga triple is good. In case you're wondering about Lonzo, he had 7 in the first half. 3 for 9 from the field. 1 for 5 from deep. Here's Harris on the drive. That was not the shot. He was trying to do a little too much there. 8-point lead for Golden State. Here's Loggins Burrow with Novikov. Gets him on the fake. And the windmill! Some power from Roman Loggins Burrow. Oh, me, oh my! Over Campolo, it's a 10-point game. Here's Lonzo with it. Drives in. No good. Rebound by Jabari Springer. Here come the Warriors. Springer with it, looking to take it himself. He finds Kuminga. Kuminga drives right. Layup, good. Count it, and a foul! And one. Flex on him. The cum bucket makes it a 13-point lead, our biggest of the game. 52-79. Lonzo swings it for Harris. Open three is good. Big make for Portland. I feel like they've kind of got to go on a run here, sort of like we did at the start of the third quarter of the last game. Harris goes flying on the fake. Roll log up and in, and one. Behind the back, he's able to curve himself left and still make it. He would also make the free throw, which is not a gimme with him. Only shooting around 62% from the line in the playoffs. As Bona connects on the alley-oop by Rolog. I mean, everyone on our team, especially the bigs, are just so athletic. They can get up there like it's nothing. 13-point game. Harris, quick three. It's good. Rolog with some contact. Rolog has played very physical defense on the perimeter throughout the playoffs, and they're not calling those fouls, so he's going to continue to be physical with these shooters as Springer connects on the alley-oop. Nice little pick-and-roll action. Kuminga with the pass. 79-67. Rolog crossover. Then beauty! He's got 18 points. Did not shoot it very well in Game 3, but has been efficient in Game 4. Campolo, no. Bona, the defense. Rolog, the rebound, just his second of the game. That's low for him. Both Rolog and Stokes, of course, phenomenal rebounding guards. As Stokes makes the layup, he's got 19. Another rough shooting quarter, though, for KJ after he shot it great in the second. As he gets it up for Rolog. We like this matchup with Clinching. All the way with the jam. Had 3 guys surrounding him inside. But it did not matter. 16-point lead for the Warriors. Golden State in control right now. Lonzo with it, hurls it up, no good. Stokes the rebound, 19, 7, and 5, doing everything even without the shooting. He's blocked at the rim, though, as Novikov pins it off the glass. Portland has not scored in 3 minutes. That is not the type of run they needed at this point in the game, as the drought is over. Clinching with the layup. Portland's offense, I think, has shown some good things in this series, but they've just had too many stretches where they've gone cold. The biggest reason is this guy. Who does he think he is, trying to create his own shot off the dribble? I get he made that, but for every made off-dribble 3 he's had, he's missed about 6. 11-point game. Salis inside. Mobley with the slam. Mobley has not scored yet until that dunk, so he now has 2 points and 11 boards. 3 no good. Up for Mobley, his 12th. He gets Rolog. Salis, open triple. Bang! 16-point lead. Golden State can taste it. Now we know, do not count your eggs until all the chickens, whatever the saying is. As Silan Novikov hits the 3. I mean, we were up by 15 with 5 minutes left against the Spurs and lost. Who's to say the Blazers can't come back down by less in double the amount of time? Novikov hits the jumper. Now we are within 7. A huge run for Portland. They were really starting to look rough, but they have scored the last 9 points. We're going to end the third quarter strong. Here's Salis on the drive. Looks to take it himself. Pump fake. Hands it off. Kuminga has Novikov flying. He was able to perfectly time the dunk. 92-83 with around 10 seconds to go in the third. Here's Mikal Bridges with it, guarded by Salis. Although guarded is a loose term. That was pretty bad defense as he gets fouled. Then at the end of the third quarter, the Clip did not save, but Antoine Salis made this pull-up buzzer beater. The initial ruling on the floor is that he did not get it off in time, and unfortunately, I think replay evidence will confirm that. It was a good play, but the shot does not fall, and that will wrap up the third. 92-85 lead. Golden State is 10 minutes away from making it to the finals for the first time with this core of players. We were so close in Season 3, but we're on the doorstep here. Stokes went 1 for 6 in the third, but we had other guys play well. Rolog had 9 on perfect shooting. Kuminga had 8. As for the Blazers, Bardo Campolo, 0 points, 0 for 6. I said he'd be the X factor, and he did not play well at all, despite the fact that it was a very evenly matched third quarter. We only outscored them by 2. Into the fourth now, 94-85. Here's Kuminga with it. Lobs it up for Mobley! He caught a body inside. Having all of our, well, I guess almost all of our bigs healthy, Springer's not 100%, but he's pretty close, is such a huge advantage. I mean, it's been easy to tell the difference in athleticism compared to when these guys are hurt versus when they're healthy. Good shot inside by Golden State. It's an 11-point game. Bardo finally on the board here in the second half. I think along with the injury, we've also figured out how to guard him a little bit more effectively, something that Houston and Memphis could not do in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, hence why Portland made it here to begin with. As Mitchell Robinson makes the layup, 191. Here's Loggins-Burrell with it. He sends it over to Salis. Salis, step back, long 2, is good! Not many guys can make those shots consistently, but Salis does. There's something to be said about a tough shot maker who, even with poor shot selection, is still relatively efficient. As Robinson is able to bounce the dunk in off the back iron. 102-93, under 8 to go. Loggins-Burrell swings it out. Kuminga for 3 is good! 21-7-4, another day in the park for Jonathan Kuminga, having a really, really good game. Rolog, meanwhile, a very efficient 20 points to go along with 11 assists. Bridges' triple is good. 9-point game now. Bona inbounds it, under 7.5 to go. He's got Stokes for 3. It's good! Kajai Stokes from beyond the arc. We need him to be efficient here in this fourth quarter. Here's Campolo on the drive. No good. Nice defense by Salis. Grabs the rebound, his first of the game. Sends it up. Loggins-Burrell. Bang! The pull-up triple is good. He got that one out quickly, saying night-night, it's over. Well, it's not over quite yet. It's a 15-point game, similar deficit to what we had against the Spurs those years ago and lost. Off the miss, Salis with the slam. 17-point lead now. You can tell the fans are starting to get a little bit excited. They know what's close to happening, but has not happened yet. There's still 5 minutes. Stokes, jumper is good. He's got 24. 115-98 in favor of Golden State. Shot no good. Springer the rebound. 6-10-6, doing a little bit of everything. Ball is tipped, stolen by the Blazers. Lonzo's got it. Lonzo up. What is Salis doing? Was he trying to dap up the cameraman or something? Now's not the time for that. This is still a game. 4 minutes to go. Salis matched up with Bridges. Gets the screen from Adembona. Salis. Bang! Big time 3. 17-point game, 4 to go. Portland now hoping for nothing short of a miracle. Campolo hurls up a triple. Won't go. Springer, the rebound. He gets it over to Salis with 3.5 to go. Salis finds Kajai Stokes. Stokes gets the screen from Adembona. Fadeaway, midi on the money. 26 for KJ. 120-103 with just over 2 minutes to go. The Warriors can just taste it. 2 minutes away from advancing to the finals. Campolo splashes the fadeaway 3. Blazers are giving it all they got, but it might be too little too late. Loggins-Burrell 3. Rattles home, and I think that might be the dagger. A 17-point lead with 1.5 minutes to go. Not looking good for the Blazers. Lonzo 3. Another miss for old time's sake. Novikov gets the putback, but I do not think it's going to matter. with 15 seconds left. We're going to let our star, Kajai Stokes, dribble it out. Portland waving the white flag, not fouling. This game appears to be over. The Golden State Warriors are going back to the finals for the first time in 7 years. 123-110. The Warriors made the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, were in position to make the finals, and blew it in Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler's final NBA games. Well, here we are 2 years later, and the guys have been able to get back with a dominant playoff run. We sweep the Trailblazers, and we go through the Western Conference with a record of 12-3, including having won our last 7 games, dating back to the Minnesota series. This team has gotten hot and healthy at the right time. And even though we were not as good in the regular season as a lot of the top contenders in the NBA, I felt like if we managed this season and this playoff run wisely, we could easily get here. And that is exactly what happens. Kajai Stokes holding up the Western Conference trophy, your Western Conference Finals MVP, despite really not shooting it very well other than Game 3 and then the fourth quarter of Game 2. Roman Loggins-Burrell holding up the MVP trophy, although they did end up giving it to Kajai Stokes, as we'll talk about later. Honestly, I think Rolog was our best player here in the Western Conference Finals, though. Him and Kuminga were just a little bit more consistent than KJ, but what's so great about this team is that there's not one guy. We are an extremely good roster with an extremely good group, in a lot of ways like the Pacers in real life. Stokes is our Halliburton. He's a little bit inconsistent, but the moment is never too big for him, and whenever we need a bucket, he's going to give it to us. Rolog and Kuminga are both very solid, very consistent. Kuminga, to me, is kind of like our Siakam. Rolog is someone who can get hot and cold. Today, he was hot, 26 and 11 on great shooting. Salis with 24 as well. Salis is kind of our Andrew Nembhard. You never know what you're going to get out of him, but when he's on, he is as good of a shooter as there is. 23 for Harris, 23 for Novikov, 20 points in 43 minutes for Bardo, who did not shoot it well. But we got to tip our cap, an unbelievable playoff run for a guy who I thought plateaued. I mean, he was the same player from his rookie year to the end of this regular season, but he was terrific in the postseason. But he ran out of gas, whether it was energy, injury, or probably a little bit of both. But we saw how effective he was in those first 2 games, and that's what he was doing the entire playoff run. Lonzo, 2 for 12 from 3, 6 of 21 from the field. He saved his worst game for last. I don't get why he was on the floor so much. Rob Dillingham also shot the ball horribly in the second round, so this is 2 series in a row where the point guard play has just been abysmal. Now, Lonzo is a much better defender than Rob. Rob also had some good moments, though, offensively, whereas Lonzo was just a black hole the entire time. So maybe it's an us thing. And I mean, when you have guards like Destino, Stokes, and Rolog who play great defense, this is what you're going to get. Now, who knows if we'll get that type of defensive production in the finals, especially if we play against Detroit with Cade Cunningham and Tyler Hero. Atlanta has some great young guards as well. J.D. Little, Sturt Jacobs, Zachariah Rice, even though he's not really a guard. So in Game 4, Atlanta won. They won big. 2 blowout wins for the Hawks, even with Chet Holmgren not shooting the ball well. Detroit really did not have a good game here offensively. They're showing signs of vulnerability, and I don't think they're going to get Cade Cunningham back at all in this series with a severe right ankle sprain. The Pistons won their first 10 playoff games without him, which is unlike anything I've ever seen, not having their star player. But are the wheels starting to fall off a little bit? And they're not going to have Cade to save them. Pivotal Game 5 in Detroit. The home team 4-0 in this series so far, and it looks like the Pistons are going to run away with it. They win by 40. 42 for Kawhi on 17 shots. That is insane efficiency. Detroit shooting over 50% from 3. As for the Hawks, Dalton Knecht had 26, but none of the young guys played very well. And when I was mentioning all those great guards for the Hawks, how did I forget Shaedon Barnabas, who I would argue has been their best player in the playoffs? Hell, I don't even think it's arguable. He's been that guy. 38% for Atlanta compared to Detroit, who shot over 50% from 3. Now in Game 6, we've got a close one here in Atlanta, but the Hawks are going to run away with it in the second half, which means we are going to Game 7, which is very good news for us. This is exactly what I was hoping for. 31-13 for Chet. He has not shot the ball well at all in this series since coming back, but he played well enough to win this game by 11. 33 for Kawhi, 32 for Hero, 29 for Holland, but everybody else laid a stinker. 2 for 12 from Asar Thompson. I'm curious to see, could Cade Cunningham come back in Game 7? Doesn't look like it. No Cade for the biggest game of the year. He is still out with a severe ankle sprain. Not just an ankle sprain, but severe for the next week or two. Can the Pistons make the finals without Cade, or will the 7th seed Hawks continue their run? Well, we've got a close one here in Game 7. Detroit has the advantage, but Atlanta is in the game with under 6 minutes to go. They would eventually bring it within 4. With 2:42 to go, I think we're hopping in. I think we've got to watch this finish. It's a 6-point game, but Tyler Hero, who's been the Pistons' best scorer tonight with 47 points, is out as he's fouled out at the game. Holmgren will go to the line. Trayce Jackson-Davis, the former Warrior, with his 4th. Chet would make them both. It's a 4-point game with under 2 minutes to play. Keon Ellis with it for Detroit. Gets around the screen. Ellis for 3. It's good! Big-time make for Keon Ellis, who's had to start with Cade Cunningham out, and now with Tyler Hero out because of foul trouble, he has to close the game. Kenson, step back. It's good! Big shot for Princely Kenson. This game is not over. They are within 4. Zachariah Rice with it for Atlanta. He has Martin over to Kenson once again. I don't get this Pistons lineup. They've gone double big over the last couple of minutes as it's stolen by Kawhi. He gets it to Dylan Martin, a young guy who hasn't even been in Detroit's rotation this year. I don't know why he's in here in Game 7. Asar Thompson also out of the game for no good explanation. I really don't know what Detroit is doing. Kawhi with Holmgren heaves up a fadeaway, no good. They used all the time off the shot clock there. Atlanta's got under a minute. Naheem Martin over to Rice. He's got Shaden Barnabas, the 4th-year pro from Kansas and the best scorer on this Atlanta team, a first-time All-Star this year. He's got Chet Holmgren. Holmgren trying to post up on Ron Holland. Holmgren inside, no good! Ron Holland putting on the clamps. Atlanta not fouling yet as Kawhi gets it up for Martin. Still don't know why he's in the game as it's poked away by Barnabas. Detroit will keep it. I imagine this is probably where you look to foul if you're Atlanta. Keon Ellis with it. Still no foul. He's doubled. Holland, wide open 3, won't go. He shouldn't have hesitated. He should have either held it or just shot it immediately as the Hawks call a timeout. I don't get why Asar is not in the game. He's not injured. He has not fouled out, unlike Tyler Hero. I would think you would want your defensive ace in when you need a stop. Now, the Pistons have other great defenders, Kawhi and Ron Holland, but I just do not get the use of Asar Thompson. Why is he not in the game? Why are you using these inconsistent double big lineups or these random players instead? Trayce Jackson-Davis with the block. Holland the rebound. He's fouled by Holmgren and will shoot a pair. The emergence of Ron Holland has been so key for this Detroit team. He's been the second guy for much of the year, at least until they acquired Tyler Hero. And with Cade Cunningham missing most of the second half of the season, Holland has reverted right back to that number 2 behind Hero. Right now, he's the number 1 as he makes them both. Hawks down by 6, out of timeouts, not looking good. Kenson brings it up for Atlanta. He's got Naheem Martin. Martin, that's a 2. I don't know why he would take that shot, but it's good. With 4.2 seconds left, Holland will inbound and he gets it to Kawhi. The Hawks are not going to foul, and this game is over. Golden State, you've got your opponent. The Detroit Pistons are going to the finals, the number 1 seed in the East, best record in the NBA, best point differential in the NBA. But it has been a strange playoff run for Detroit. When Cade Cunningham suffered that ankle injury towards the start of April, I imagine Pistons fans were quite concerned. It's pretty much unheard of to go on a full playoff run without your best player, but the Pistons have done that. Although Atlanta gave them a run for their money here in the Eastern Conference Finals, Holland holds up the Conference Finals trophy. Tyler Hero, the Conference Finals MVP. Having Tyler Hero, I think, is what has saved Detroit, because his scoring and his on-ball presence has made it like Cade Cunningham's there. He's not as good as Cade, but with how well he's played this year, he's not that far off. 30 and 15 for Ron. Solid game from Asar. Kawhi was kind of quiet and only played 20 minutes. Chet did not shoot it well again. All 4 games he struggled to shoot it. So you got to shout out the interior defense of Detroit, Baba Ko and Trayce Jackson-Davis. Trayce has turned into a really good winning role player since we traded him. Not that it was a bad trade. We got Kajai Stokes and Rolog out of it. Dalton Connect played really well again. Not enough for Atlanta. Stokes, the Western Conference Finals MVP, despite shooting less than 40% from the field. I probably would have given it to Statistically, I think Rolog had the best numbers. I think in terms of impact, I would argue Jonathan Kuminga. Stokes was good. I don't think he was as good as either one of those two. The real MVP might have been Lonzo Ball, 31% from the field. Tyler Hero, meanwhile, averaged 35, 6, and 6. I mean, he is putting up Cade Cunningham numbers in Cade's absence. So let's talk about this Pistons team. They have been the best team in the NBA this year. They had 13 more wins than us in the regular season. Point differential, we had 5, they had 13. We both went 12-3 through the playoffs so far. The Pistons swept through the first 2 rounds, but have only won 2 of their last 5. Cade had a ridiculous year, 33, almost 9 and 5.5 assists. Tyler Hero was great in Miami. He was great in Detroit. And then you've got Holland, Kawhi, and Asar. You need these 3-and-D wings on championship teams, and those 3 guys are more than 3-and-D. Ron Holland is an all-star. Kawhi Leonard has won the Finals MVP twice, and Asar Thompson is a fantastic secondary ball handler and playmaker, even though he doesn't have the shot. The Tyler Hero deal has been an unbelievable win for Detroit. They really did not give up that much to get him, and Trace Jackson Davis. The question, though, will be Cade Cunningham, who's not only been out for the last 2 months, but he missed a lot of time in February and March, even before this injury. Him and Tyler Hero have not played that much together, maybe 15 games. The team has done fine with the 2 of them together, but it's going to be an adjustment period for when Cade comes back during the finals, which will happen. He's going to play. The question is when. Kawhi Leonard also has a strained hip. That's going to affect him for the rest of the year. But let's get back to Cade. That's the big storyline early in these finals. When he comes back, could it be early, games 1 or 2, or will it be like game 5? I don't really know. And then secondly, how will him and Tyler Hero be able to play off each other, especially considering we've got so many good defensive players in the backcourt with Destino, with Stokes, with Rolog, with Herb Jones. Opposing backcourts have not been efficient at all in the playoffs. Now, we're playing against 2 of the best scoring guards in the league, so it might be a little different. Iron sharpens iron. Elite offense, elite defense. It's going to be a really fun matchup. I'm fired up to get this series started. Games 1 and 2 of the finals in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.